brokers or prop firms, scan this link tree right here. All the ones that I'm working with are right here. Obviously, Take Profit Trader, still my go-to. It's 40% off. Blue Guardian, actually, we haven't talked about it in a long time. I think right now is like $39. I'm not gonna lie, the biggest deficit is there in Dubai. But for that price, you got Project X, not a bad way to be if you're just practicing the skill set. So that's that disclaimer, all the good things. And now we're 2 minutes in. Let's see what we got. Market went up over 1 point something ish percent today. So kind of excited to see what we get out of this move tonight. Um, it's one of the alerts I have on TradingView that I have not disabled the sound for because I'm trying to track how it matches on the automation. And one of them has that stinking sound. So please forgive me in advance. But here we are. We already know what we did all end of business yesterday. This is opening bell. Well, sorry, news. Opening bell came all the way back and then continued just to creep up, broke all-time highs, which we had marked up. We caught some of the sell. Could have kept going back in the market for buys, but we didn't. We were smart. Um, that's not a bad way to be, although it's nice to, get the woohoo YOLOing level trades out of everything, but we're not trying to do that. We're just trying to get our couple of trades on the day and be done. So, yes, we've already sprung the highs. We've already filled the gap from market open. Gold, I'm looking to fill an imbalance to the downside. So gold, I think, still has some more room to kind of just drive down. See if I can't get that up there. But again, gold, I'm only taking on one account, a little bit late, little haphazardous, but come all the way down into here. There's a 15-minute imbalance, decent ways down. So that's where I'd like to go. And then otherwise I want to track this. I'll pull gold up here in a second. We're going to do both. Mostly because I'm really low risk on gold. I'm only on one account. So that's not a bad way to be. Let's see. We're going to do not the PA for gold. Gold. And we're tracking NQ. So I'm in gold. No major management because first off, this is just an eval. Secondly, I'm looking to target way down into this level. I'm gonna put my stop loss all the way up here. So buy stop. And I'm in gold. So let's take that off. Trying to sell these indices is going to be a battle. If you're going to be trading this, I personally would be looking to give it beyond that wick. Again, I think there's quite a bit of room on the table, although we do have a nice area right here that we want to be trading into. So on this one, please, please, please make sure you're trading mindfully, carefully. You guys know the drill already. Just, it's not worth the excessive amount of risk. It's really, really not going against this constantly edge up situation we have here. So I'm looking for my sell also. This is tightly managed, so it's going to knock me out approximately 10 pips. But that's perfect because I'm mirroring on so many accounts. I don't want to be in a position where I'm holding a lot of orders, have a lot of accidental orders. I don't want that to happen. So for this, easy peasy, this is set to just a little bit less than what is that? I rarely hit this take profit. In general, I average between 10 and 30 pips, give or take. Sorry, 10 and 30 points. That's it. Super simple. Gold is in profit. NQ is barely in profit. Wick down isn't doing much. When this hits about 220, 240-ish, it usually locks depending on the session and the spread and everything else going on. So we'll see. We'll see what we can get out of it. Gold is going nicely. Perfect. And we wait. I'm gonna go to the chat real quick. The other chat. Good evening. No, Take Profit Trader does not have an activation fee after you pass. It does not. So there are a couple that are a little cheaper, but in my experience, I still just think the payout policy is easier. Like there's not so many hoops. Now, I know what is it? Funding Ticks has a cool one. My Funding Futures has a cool one, but here's all the reasons why. Number one, there's like 18 accounts on there to choose from. And then if you accidentally purchased the wrong one or you traded news and there's like a whole host of other things, it just makes for a mess. So technically Funding Ticks has one that you can kind of has a really cool payout policy, but it's way more limited. It's way more I don't know all the details because I don't have that account. But I was looking into it actually today. So I don't know. For me, take profit trader, just easiest. Oh no, here we go. There's that buy. Gold's still up perfectly, but that's NQ for you. We already knew. Hold on. Here's gold. I'm going to go ahead and lock this position on gold and then let the rest run. That's the goal. So back to our NQ trade. And back to take profit share. It's just an easier withdrawal process, honestly. And I'm stopped out. I could have locked, I could have protected, I could have done 100 things. We already knew selling into that was going to be a pain in the butt. I was up enough. I don't know how many exactly, but I do want to know how many points. I was entry at about what, 48, 6 points barely. So not enough to lock for Asian session. God, that's stupid. I could have locked manually, but I didn't. Did not. So one loss there is what it is. Hold on. Let's go to our gold trade. But take profit share just easiest. The only reason I'm still playing so much with Apex is the big picture. But again, the more I hear a lot of these traders talk about it, that's mostly gambling. It's mostly YOLOing. It's for those of us who can afford to spend 3 or 4 or 5 grand a month, because that's what it's going to cost. Like it, those people who accomplish that, most of them have had hundreds and hundreds of accounts. They've been at this years and years. They have kind of prop farmed a lot of things, and that's how they got that 7-figure payout. So that is my aspiration with Apex. It is why I'm sticking with Apex. I want to find the best way to copy them. Right now, I'm guessing the best way to do it is just on Trade on that actual broker. But otherwise, if you were actually just looking for an income, get really good, set a budget. Maybe you can afford 1 to 3 challenges a month or something. Cool. Trade them very low and slow. We talked about it this morning. I kind of did a preliminary spreadsheet just starting off a little bit. I do want to finish it. I'm kind of excited about it. And just keep trading them. Just keep doing it very low and slow to practically make $100,000 a year on what is it, 15 minutes a day? Very, very doable in my humble opinion. Very, very, very doable. It's just going to take practice, and it's going to take not blowing the accounts is the other hard part. The hugest part is just you can't blow. That's the biggest problem there. Just can't afford to blow. Oh, awesome. Awesome, Elijah. I think their payout policy is awesome. 50% and then 5 days for the evaluation. Be careful because the second you get to live, it usually takes a day or two, depending on what day you passed. And then if you make that once you're in the pro account, you do have a trailing drawdown, which is a little bit different than you're used to. So that's kind of a bit of a learning curve, or at least it was for me. So be careful. Again, go for the 5, 10 points over and over again until you've built up that buffer. And then once you've made 10,000, or depending on your account size, but anything over 10,000 for sure, they're going to move you to Pro Plus. Then the trailing drawdown goes away. But again, that's like 2 day process, give or take. So, and you can withdraw every single day. $500 if you want, find $1,000 if you want, but you can withdraw every single day as long as you're past the buffer every single day. Well, that sucks on NQ, but got knocked out in and around the edge of that breakout on NQ. I still think we could go lower. Took the risk, 6 points, could have protected, did not. And that's the one that's mirrored to lots of accounts. This one is just one account, but it's doing just fine. So, doing just fine. Hello, Miss Charlotte. Hello, hello.
Hi, I'm listening. I'm driving. I just got out of Bible study. You guys just came on, right? Or
Yes, yes. How's Bible study?
it was good. I came in at the right time, but I was late.
Hey,
talking about before you get married, do you sit down and talk about everything? Not just about children and all of that, but everything. Mental health, everything. it
see, now we weren't
was
taught that. Like when
it
I
was good. I'm telling you it was good. I
maybe,
just wish
yeah.
I could have gotten there earlier.
Oh, well, maybe
But
that's exactly when you were what you were supposed to hear. Maybe you was.
yeah, I heard what I was supposed to hear and go back and teach my husband. Yes.
I think it was a pastor I was talking to one time, and I was sitting there listening, and I was thinking, well, so and so needs to hear this. And then the next part of the message was something on the lines of, and if you are sitting here thinking so and so needs to hear this, it's not about so
Yeah,
and so, it's about you needing to hear this.
right. But then it's for you to tell somebody else too, I think, too.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
You have
Always,
to share it. Oh yes, it was good.
always, always.
Hmm.
All right, guys. Well, Bible study on a Tuesday sounds awesome. I'm gonna let this play out. I definitely don't want to choke this one. I kind of want to give this quite a bit of room, even if we don't get all the way down into the 3, 2. I'd like to get anywhere in this range. Now, if I get choked out, though, I won't. So, if I had a Project X account, I might let this pull up a little bit and then take this on my Blue Guardian account, for example, just knowing that I'm looking for that kind of bigger point move to the downside. Let it come into this imbalance area before I look to buy. Not to say it's definitely going to happen now, but to kind of give this trade plenty of room to play out. This wick to the upside might still be potentially valid for another sell, guys. I don't know how many points I lost. Assumably, maybe 12 is how much I lost on this, but we'll keep that all the way up into this area to the edge of that wick. I think I lost a little bit less. I think I lost closer to in here. But we're breaking back down again. So if you want to try for a second trade and you have room, by all means, you do you. But again, I'm not going to give it much beyond that range. I do think I want to come down in to this area minimum into here. But it's you're just going against a very strong, in my opinion, irrational trade and trend. So I know I gotta delete that, but I haven't. I got to. God almighty. That one, it shouldn't have a sound on it. It shouldn't have that kind of a sound. Makes me feel like there's a fire alarm going off. Somebody help me. Help me, help me. Aw. And there you go. We're starting to break down a little bit. I still like this for the sell. What prop firms are you guys using? Why, et cetera, et cetera. I started looking at, I think I'm going to limit some of the ones I was trying. First off, I think managing that many is too hard. Too many variables, different rules, et cetera, et cetera. And I wanted to kind of hone in on a couple. Obviously, Take Profit Trader, obviously Apex. Blue Guardian's kind of like my off risk Project X account. But I was looking for which one I liked best. Funding Futures, I don't think is very reputable just yet. Although, and their website kind of sucks. Funding Ticks is an option, but I think they're offering far too many accounts. I think it's gonna, the rules and the nonsense are gonna get lost in the sauce, and I kind of feel the same way about my funded futures. Funding Next, I think the cost is a bit high for what most people are trying to accomplish. Tradeify, I don't like how their price varies so much, and then same trade is plays out very differently so much. Um, so I'm still playing with a couple of things. I think I'm gonna go with, I don't know. I don't know yet. I'm going to decide if it's funding ticks or not. Funding ticks
I
or
have a
fun.
question.
Come on out.
Um, if okay, if you had like $100, what would which platform would you go with, and which I guess I'm just trying to see which how would you try to grow it? I'm trying to get the
Do
right
you,
question. How would you try to grow it
for a future
without what would be the easiest way to grow that $100?
for future or for Forex?
Either one, or maybe even stocks. What would you suggest?
Well, for stocks off risk, I'm looking at what Palantir, I mean Nvidia, you know,
Mhm.
QQ, S&P 500, the SPY, and that's low risk. You're gonna average some good gains, especially if you wait till a good 5, 10, 20% pullback. Easy peasy process. Like it's just a very easy process.
Mhm. And do you take it out when you earn it? Do you
No,
take it out and put it somewhere else, or
that's
do you
something
move?
and until I'm very old or until I'm trying to, farm money from pretty much I'm never going to withdraw it. If anything, I'm going to let those accounts get so big, I just take loans against them. But like that's not income. So if you're looking for income and you're trying to practice the skill set with $100, you've got Apex, which is like a $30-$40 account. You've got Blue Guardian, which I guess is a $39 account. And just trade the micro. So if it says ES, not this one, you'd be
Mm-hmm. The
trading on
mini,
MES, the micro.
the micro.
You
Mhm.
shouldn't blow that account for the most part. If you're taking 1 to 3 trades, one micro at a time, you in theory should not be blowing that account.
No, I blew it when I was on my trip, but then I didn't have the money to replace it. That's why I'm saying I'm trying to save up, you know, because I spent too much money while I was traveling.
Well, that's a good
So
problem to have. So I think,
yeah, I kind of took my eyes off of it and just said, well, whatever happens, instead of taking some money, or I should have took some of the money, but I didn't. I just kind of let it went, and like, it went.
oh yeah, it went for sure. It went probably the wrong direction, huh?
Yeah, they took it. I just stayed in the trade and didn't try to even look at it. I just left it, kind of left it alone and just let it do what it wanted to do.
Okay.
It's crazy, but
Well, like so for me, if it was futures, I'd probably go the literally the cheapest evaluations I can find, which is probably Apex or Project X, Blue Guardian. And Project X, the Blue Guardian is going to be a little bit more of the price action doesn't look as intimidating. It's a little bit slower. It's
hmm
a little bit more easily managed platform. Trade of eight, I think, is a very good skill to have, and that's what you're going to use on Apex. But I would pick one of those two because it's a very, very low entry, barrier
hmm
cost. If I was trying to trade my own personal $100, I'd be putting it in like Trade Smart. That link is
hmm
tree, and just do a point oh 0.01, literally just a point oh 0.01 and practice the process.
Okay.
Just the process. That's like, 'cause that's really all we're doing. If
hmm
more people would do this and just practice the process instead of all the nonsense, I think they might be pleasantly surprised at what's possible, but that's
hmm
a bajillionaire.
Yeah. I'm just wanting to grow something so I can have something to do other things, or try to, you know, um, trade other ways like you guys are trading. I can't trade, but I can listen and still, I'm going back, reading my notes and stuff from way before you guys started, doing what you're doing now. I just been kind of, you know, hanging out and still trying to learn, but I'm still a little bit behind what you guys are doing. You know, I'm looking and listening, but I'm still a little bit behind everybody, I think.
And that's okay. There's no shame in that. I promise.
hmm
I promise. I promise. It's part of the process, but just if you got to start, like
Right.
or if we don't start, like it's going to be hard and it's going to have a lot of trials and oh my goodness, how in the world am I going to figure this out? But
hmm
just start somewhere. I don't care which platform or method. If you're using, more along the lines of stocks, okay, you can use something like Robinhood. You need more money, but Robin
hmm
brokers, if you want to do Forex, use TradeSmart. It's in the link tree to that broker. It's probably one of the better ones right now that are allowing US citizens.
hmm
Or if you
You,
want to
you say link trade allowing.
the link tree, yeah.
Yeah, link. Okay.
So if you're in the Discord, if you go to like recommended brokers and what have you,
Right.
that one's a good one. It was previously OKD, previously Plexi, or there's side arms of such and such and such, but it's still one of the better ones in my opinion. So
So they changed the name again?
yeah, they keep doing it. They keep doing it.
So Plexi to what now?
Plexi is now, well, if you already have a Plexi account, you're fine.
Hmm.
If you don't already have an account, you probably have to go to TradeSmart.
So they're trademark now.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
It's just regulations. They keep
Hmm.
stuff. They,
Okay. We'll have to see.
yep, ma'am.
All right then. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You are welcome. You are definitely welcome.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Hey, this is edging down just barely. So I got knocked out, maybe about a 10, 11, 12 point loss. Cool. Sucked. I had enough profit here to lock in, but I didn't. In fact, I went to go click on gold and came back and we had just got wicked out. Didn't even get a close above that range. We're now getting below that moving average. That's that JGS strategy. We kind of wicked below. We broke, we retested. We got a doji on the bottom. I know that text is kind of in the way. Come back up with this doji, and then here we go. So we like this breakout to the downside, hopefully. And this is small time frame Asian session. Asian session after a CPI day news and one of the bigger percentage gainer moves we've had in a week or two. So now it's just a matter of kind of wait and see. Are we going to get the follow through to break through this area? Because nice touch, nice touch, nice touch, nice touch. We've got to get below this level to really have any trust in this. Otherwise, we've hit 50% of that range, that 2 minute range, and we've got it out. Gold, of course, is doing well. This, in all full transparency, that's the axiom of trading, is the one up. What is that? Well, 500 bucks. I think it's 5 points because it's worth 100 bucks a point, but it's not mirrored between all the accounts. So this is how trading really goes, right? This happens to be the better trade of the evening, and it's not the one that's mirrored between all the accounts. So kind of take it where you can get it, and that's it. That is 100% it. Now we just wait. Probably not going to hang out and watch this paint dry, especially after watching it just edge up all day. For power hour, of course, I was looking for a bit of a move to the downside. We popped down, failed to even make lows, and we just edged up the rest of the day. Ah, I didn't mean to do that. Gold is going very smoothly, you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and lock in a little bit more now.
That gold had a very nice retest entry. No, excuse me, not gold. Nasdaq. During the New York session on the 15 minute with the JGS. Unfortunately, I didn't take the trade. I didn't. I don't know. I just didn't want to hold it or whatever. Um, but if we were trading Forex, that would have been an easy one to just hold and let ride and reap all the rewards and close at the end of New York.
I know, I've been thinking so much about that, Jonathan. I really just, I think, want to put a good 20 grand into, I think I'm going to move away from AMP for this purpose, but maybe just trade futures, swing trade style. And it would still be a reasonably small percentage, but this move is easy. Like, so if we knew we had CPI overnight, so they were going to lower the margin. We had so many options to just take this trade. I mean, in so many different ways, but it's harder to do if you're trading that on trade of it. Like, this is a simple process, very, very simple. 15-minute time frame, no drama, no nonsense, no stress, no watching tick by tick, like, oh my gosh. None of that. I miss it. I definitely miss it, but
Definitely a different style of trading. And I know that gold, it didn't really do much movement as far as like a one directional, I guess, direction as far as target that it was trying to go to. So I'm wondering that, between Asian and London, maybe we'll get more of that movement for once it shows its hand as far as which side of the market it wants to go.
I want to see. I'm looking for that bigger move to the upside. So gold currently up $630 on gold. Let's go. I'm gonna go to MGC. I know the price is gonna be a little different, but turn everything off. I'm looking for us to come all the way down into here. So my best, lowest kind of price point is that 388-ish number. Okay, into filling this imbalance. Okay. Once we fill this, So I'll get out my little drilling tool. Maybe I had to move this box. There we go. I mean, we may pull back up a little bit first, come down into here, play around a little bit, and then come up. This is kind of the move I'm looking to see happen. But we'll see. It doesn't mean we might not pull back up a little bit, and we might just wick down and then shoot up, or we could just play around a little bit before we shoot up. So really
Yeah,
curious to see.
that makes sense because the bigger time frame, there's definitely a gap on the upside for it to be bullish and go and especially retest that, as especially if it's going to go down for a little bit. I know you've been or we've been anticipating at least some sort of pullback on the gold, and that hasn't happened. And then we've been in that consolidation over the I guess the daily time period for a long time, like a really long time. It's been consolidating on the daily. So we'll see.
I know, we'll see. I do want to kind of invalidate this though. So like I don't necessarily want to close and stay below this area, but I do want to wick to the other side of it. So now I'm trying to manipulate my little squiggly lines here. But you guys get the idea. I'd like to come into this area, and it's never going to be tick for tick or exact, but come into this area. And as you can see, we're forming a wick now, so we might pull back up. We just kind of broke this low. So we've made lower lows, at least the micro time frame. Pull up a little bit, a small time frame, micro time frame, come all the way down into here, which is this is a sizable move. Like I don't know. Hold on,
Can you put the hour up, put the hourly just for a second to get a bigger view?
yeah. This is why.
Yeah.
See how this comes right into this imbalance all the way into here? That's all I want. From one to the other. And this is the strategy, guys, just so you guys know what we're working on. This is one of the 3 or 4 different automations that we have being built for you. When I say it has a lot of potential, yes, we backed off of the inside out. Actually, the developer has it done. I avoided discussing it any further because there's pretty much an entry here, 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 the whole way. Okay. There's an entry everywhere. And because there's an entry everywhere, most people are not willing or able to come in, wait, come look at it, look for a key level, take that entry, take their 1 or 2 a day, and then walk away. It's just the never ending second by second opportunity. So I do think there's a value there. We are going to talk about it more, but instead, of course, we've got a couple of different versions of breakout time-based trading systems that will at least limit some of the trades on the day. And then that's more 1-to-1 or even a 0.5 to 1 just to have the odds be in your favor. Because with automation, you're always going for smaller targets. The goal is not some high win rate, which we know is sexy, but we don't care about the win rate. We care about the closed profit safely. Okay. But anyways, so this is one of the methods, and this one's one of the ones that have a much better risk to reward. But because of the better risk to reward, you're also going to have fewer trades and a much smaller accuracy, right? But imagine if you were taking this trade down into this imbalance or waiting for a trade to come into this imbalance on the smaller time frame to take it up to a bigger imbalance on a higher time frame, or at least a 2-to-1. That's awesome. And then being able to catch that automatically, that's awesome. That's the goal. So we'll see if we get this. There's no guarantees. We do care about how the candles close in this area, but that's kind of what we're looking for. That is 100% what we're looking for. So kind of a few different versions of automation. A few. And that's awesome. Very exciting because most of us started this to have time freedom, not just financial freedom. So we know it's going to pull back up a little bit. That's what this little non-drawing is supposed to be demonstrating. Don't laugh too much at it. I never claimed to be an artist. But we know we want to pull back up because we broke lows. Okay. So come all the way up into here, maybe come down. And you can take another entry, whatever it takes. So, but not a bad way to be. Not bad at all. NQ. That second entry is trying here. We're still really small candles, not going very far. I'm still not up a lot in terms of points. just kind of holding. And that's it. So this one's not locked. Really should consider locking, considering how the other one, played, but we'll see. We'll see, we'll see. We'll see how it all turns out. But okay, guys. Well, we got our entries on the evening. Trading is not meant to take a bunch of time. I know everyone wants trade-attainment, but honestly, let's go out and live life and do the things, spend the time with the family. If you have questions, comments, etc., put them in the chat. I know I have a whole host of meetings and stuff to catch up on after birthday weeks, travel, and then of course just family stuff going on around the world. Which kind of left me not working as much the last week in and out of some non-sensory stuff. But on that level, we got everyone's back in school, everyone's doing the dang thing. So I'm gonna catch up on DMs, meetings, and everything else. In theory, we're gonna have at least one version of the automation released to you guys in the next couple of days. So that's gonna be exciting. And then everything else you're gonna find out here in the Discord. So if you're not in the free Discord, make sure you check that out. It's in the link tree. If you have not liked, comment, and subscribed on the YouTube, please make sure you do that. It helps us create more content that is hopefully valuable for you guys. And of course, check out the website. We've got Dragonfly, which a lot of people are doing really well with. I'm talking a way to make $50,000 a year hands-free. Like, I don't know who else can do that in a way that says, hey, if you're not over risking, this is literally within your grasp. $100,000 a year hand-free based off of how much you're working with, obviously. You're not going to make that on $1,000 account. That's a lie. But so many things at your fingertips. It's crazy. So super, super exciting there. And that's all I've got tonight. I'm going to get back in the kitchen and finish baking for these boys and wrap up my very, very busy Tuesday. Don't ask me why I was bothering to bake today, but I did do that. And I will be back on Thursday morning. So thank you all for listening. Have a great evening. Please, if you made money on any of these trades, what is gold doing? Gold pulled back up and back down. I do think we're going to pull up a little bit more though. Maybe all the way up into here first. Pull up again and then drop. If you made money, drop that in the chat. Let us know how you're doing. This hopefully will lock. First one was a loss, fair and square. Just tight stop loss. And I have no regrets over that. I'm trying to learn how to be grateful about losing quicker and smaller. It's hard to lose, but I'm happy with losing quicker and smaller. That's the only goal here. So that's how we did tonight. Happy trading. Happy Tuesday. If you made money, don't give it back. We already did great this morning and pretty decent tonight. One loss, one win, kind of technically outriding that loss, and then one more win. So 3 trades in total, or 2 if you're counting NQ as 1, but you guys get the idea. I hope you guys all have a great evening. Take care and God bless. Bye, guys.
Good night, y'all.
Thank you, Jenny. Have a
Thank
good night,
you.
everyone.
Ooh, maybe.
Bye.